보리얼리스-LE가 무료 배포 중입니다. 리버브 꿀템이에요. 몽환적이고 웅장한 사운드 만들 때 쓰면 좋습니다. 기타 보컬, 신스 등 다양한 파트에 걸 수 있어요. 그레인 스피드, 포스 그레인, 디케이 등을 조절해 원하는 소리를 만들 수 있습니다. 프레셋을 돌려가며 본인 곡에 알맞게 수정하면 좋아요. 다운받는 법은 더보기에 있습니다. 아투리아 FX 번들이 66% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요. 웨이브스 튠 리얼타임이 80% 할인 중입니다. 2+2 이벤트 중에 오토튠 꿀템입니다. 트렌디한 장르 하신 분들이 사용하면 좋아요. 간단한 조작으로 요즘 느낌의 오토튠을 먹일 수 있습니다. 튠 조절도 간단하게 할 수 있어요. 보컬 유튜브 랩 녹음하신 분들에게 강추합니다. 웨이브스 1년 구독 20% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
This is a slow, no transition. So you can just kind of hear, how fast it transitions or doesn't. You can also link these or unlink these, so you can turn them independently. This tolerance is another little feature here within note transition. So the sense is how much you can vary on a note before it reads that you're singing another note, just to give you a little tolerance, and the time is just an added delay of how long it would take to transition. Even in the manual it says these are really only useful if you're dealing with somebody who's like a really trained advanced vocalist. Otherwise, in most instances they probably wouldn't be used, but it is just nice to have that advanced feature in there just in case you need it later. And then over here you just have the correction on and off button. Now it's on, now it's on, now it's on. And then here is just like a dry, wet sort of. So, how much percent is it going? 1%, you won't really hear much. 100%, you're gonna really hear much. So below the mix dry knob is a format button, corrected or not corrected. In most instances, you're just gonna want to keep this on. There's not a lot of times you're gonna want to turn it off. This just kind of keeps the natural characteristics of the voice intact as it's pitched up and down. And then down here in the quarter MIDI input and keyboard, you'll see there's a reference tone, so you can do reference.
리틀 알터보이가 50% 할인 중입니다. 곧 마감해요. 레알 보컬 미신 꿀템입니다. 간단한 조작으로 사운드의 캐릭터를 만들 수 있어요. 후렴 보컬, 브릿지 등 다양한 파트에 걸고 쓸 수 있습니다. 초보자분들에게 강추해요. 디캐피테이터가 70% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
It's slightly different to pitch, but they do work together. And if you click on link and move the pitch, both the pitch and format move at the same time. Can't get enough of you, and you won't let go. So, like many of these things, shifting just a little bit makes a big difference. Shifting a lot, you can obviously hear the differences, but there's not really a lot of artifacts. It's pretty smooth. So that's pretty much it for pitch and format. And remember, we're only in transpose mode. There are two other modes called quantize and robot, which we will look through in a second. So the other thing that it has, which is really nice, is this drive, which actually just increases the overdrive of the signal output. So let's listen to it with a bit more overdrive and just listen to how good it sounds. And obviously it has mix, and it always defaults to wet. So let's just reduce the mix. Can't get enough of you. And you won't let go. So you can see how useful it could be as something that creates.
테이프 60% 할인 중입니다. 올해 최저가예요. AI로 간단하게 효과를 먹일 수 있습니다. 빈티지한 사운드를 만들어 곡을 더욱 감성적이게 만들 수 있어요. 시티팝, 레트로, 로파이 장르 하신 분들이 사용하면 좋습니다. RC22 35% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
I raise the level, the sound is increasingly saturated. The further I drive it, the more distorted it gets. If you want even more distortion, switch the input level to hot. This will boost the incoming signal so it hits the tape even harder. When I reset the drive control, you can see it goes below 0. This gives us a cleaner signal with less distortion but retains the coloration of the tape machine. With the little switch next to the drive reel, you can activate Drive Auto Gain. The output level of the drive section will be automatically adjusted and stay more consistent regardless of the drive level you dial in. While it's fun to heavily distort sounds with drive, you can also use it in a more nuanced fashion to subtly add warmth and body to any sound. It can also be helpful to give bass-heavy sounds more presence in your mix. This 808, for example, is made from a pure sine wave, so unless you're listening to this video on good headphones or monitor speakers, chances are you can't even hear it yet.
보컬라인 6 프로가 30% 할인 중입니다. AI 보컬 미신 꿀템이에요. 다양한 트랙을 한 번에 정리할 수 있습니다. 메인, 애드립, 화음 등의 트랙을 깔끔하게 만들 수 있어요. 곡에 더욱 잘 어울리게 만들어줍니다. 싱크로 아츠 여름 세일이 최대 48% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
This is a goodbye, my love. This is last sunrise, my love. This is must start us, love. This is trust I come by, love.
Alright, and this is default.
This is a goodbye, my love. This is last sunrise, my love. This is must start us, love. This is trust I come by, love.
The timing is just absolutely perfect, and this is just default. Now, like I said earlier, you can go and fine tune it. For example, I don't want the pitch of the double to be so tight. So I'm just gonna loosen it up a little bit, right? And I'm leaving the timing instead as tight as it is because I really like it. I'm not gonna touch anything else, and I'm just gonna play this.
This is a goodbye, my love. This is last sunrise, my love. This is must start us, love.
That's pretty cool, right? Much more natural, especially because in this case we would have left and right. So you don't want the absolute perfect retuned 100% because it gives that weird kind of.
이너 피치가 51% 할인 중입니다. 올해 최저가예요. 간단하게 튠 작업을 할 수 있습니다. 유튜버 보컬분들이 사용하면 좋아요. 토널 부스트, 스테레오 링크 등을 조절해 곡에 더욱 알맞는 사운드 믹싱이 가능합니다. 오번 사운드 여름 세일이 최대 51% 할인 중입니다. 저렴할 때 득템하세요.
24, and then the free version also allows you to use the format and a few other options. I believe it doesn't allow you to set the quality or some of the coloration, which is distortion, and some tonal boost as well. But what I'm going to demonstrate, you'll be able to use in the free version as well. And we might have a quick look at the delay, which you may be able to use in this song, because this is sort of like a going to the moon. So it's a futuristic song. So maybe we could play around with that and see if that will help in our creativity making this song.